Hello. Am I streaming? I think I'm streaming. And I've managed to mute the stream. Oh, it only took me like 20 attempts. Have I turned down the Witcher's volume? Let's turn that back up a little bit. I am continuing with the main storyline of The Witcher, which I'm not convinced is very good. Very good streaming. It's fascinating what games work and what games don't. Something that's sort of grindy but with a lot of mechanics to comment on is ideal, I think. What am I doing? Waiting for Percy before I start the next thing. I was looking for Gwent cards. That's what I was doing. I don't like Novigrad. Well, no, hang on. I like Novigrad thematically. What a lovely town. But I don't like cities mechanically usually because they're such a faff to explore. There's an alchemist around here somewhere. Hey Lime, hey Percy. I'm looking for a alchemist. Oh, is he up there? No. Alright, fine, I'll just go get on with the plot. We were going to do return to something. Okay, so I accidentally stumbled across return to Crookbank Bog. I accidentally stumbled across it, and because it starts in some random town, and I was going there to check for Gwent cards, and then when I obviously I didn't continue with it because I was going to do it on the next stream, and then when I left, it was like quest failed, so I had to load from quite a while before. But it's fine. It's yeah, it's a city. Yeah, It's I mean, I haven't explored it much. It's a pain. I've been riding around. So since the last stream, what have I done? I've basically. Whoa, hang on, I lost focus. Wait, oh God, what have I done? Okay, there we go. Since the last stream, I wandered around here and discovered that all of this stuff is like skull level for me. So I guess I'm not supposed to go there. And I found lots and lots of teleport fast travel points, but no actual content. So I haven't really done anything since. I haven't discovered any new Witcher gear or something. I've been putting off actually exploring the town because I hate towns and RPGs. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but like, I like to. I mean, you can see from the way I like to play, right? I like to just methodically ride around like this map humping. Suits me perfectly because you can just ride to each destination, tick it off, ride to the next one, tick it off. By comparison, cities are really, really hard to sort of methodically explore. Typically in RPGs, I mean, you could design them differently, but like they typically have extremely dense content. Yes, I am Percy. Yeah. Typically they have extremely dense content, which is sort of meandering and kind of you can spend hours and hours. To Hotican. Yeah, I think oh yeah, they never did like a. They need to do Assassin's Creed, like Assassin's Creed Mesoamerica, except they can't do Assassin's Creed Mesoamerica because the whole premise is that they have to be a descendant, right, or an ancestor. They have to be an ancestor. I mean, I guess they've kind of abandoned that premise now, right, and just don't really care about their own story. But I'm assuming there's at least some attempt to tie it in, and that makes Mesoamerica quite hard to do. But you could do a really cool like, because weren't there like no, hang on, because Teotihuacan was the previous capital, right? And then they moved it to, well, where Mexico City is now. I can't remember its Aztec name. But what? Yeah. But you could do a really cool like going back in time through Mesoamerica, seeing the different civilizations. Tenoctitlan, yeah, that's it. All right, where am I going? I'm going to down here somewhere. Down Warren. Oh yes, I discovered a consequence when I went to try and find the when I went to try and find the Gwent player who lives in Downwarren, I discovered that this had happened.
A beauty. What the devil do you mean?
A great mare. A horse fiend. Folk done went mad. Lunged at each other. Murdering all neighbours or young'uns.
It's the spirit of the forest, taking revenge on those who sought its demise, driving them mad. Geralt! Good, you've arrived. I've trouble drawing any sense from their canting. Should give 'em a taste of the whip to bring 'em in line, cause...
My lord, 'tis what they said too. About the mare, meaning... That is the forest's dark ghost.
Who claimed so?
The witch hunters passed through just now, heading for the village in the swamp. Some lass was leading him, asking after her mother.
Lass? We must go there at once, Geralt.
I wasn't paying attention when I first watched the cutscene because I realised I'd messed up, and then I thought that I can't remember her name now. The daughter had slaughtered all the people in this town, and I was like, oh,
Agreed.
This doesn't seem good. But no, it turned out it was the horse spirit thing that I let loose. Oops. Oh well, it's fine. Oh, whoops. What are we doing? Return to Crookbank Bog. Crookback. Not Crookbank.
Ploughing swamp.
I probably should have restored my potion, shouldn't I? Oh, it's only level 9 quest, it's fine.
Fuck me. What will these hayseeds think of next?
He's so good at swearing, this guy.
Exist. You'll know that soon enough. Right. More likely some mad old wenches making mincemeat of peasant minds. Likely Anna agreed to stay with them. Care for them out of the kindness of her heart. Good as gold, that one. Always.
I've been listening to book reviews of new adult fiction, which it turns out is a new thing. It's like YA but with sex in it. And lots of complaints about how much swearing there is in these books. And it's not delivered particularly well. I like the song The Fear. The Fear by Lily Allen. Is it Lily Allen? Yeah. Because in the uncensored version of The Fear. Oh, are we fighting? No, we're fine. In the uncensored version of The Fear, she swears twice. She says "fucking" twice, and she does it once really badly and once really well, and it's really illustrative. Now, I did a side quest earlier where it mattered who lived and who died, and it turned out I'd failed the side quest without even realising it because some people had died, which is not the kind of content that I like. I think I've talked to you guys before about my feelings on. I don't think that the way the world wakes work is appropriate, especially not in a context where you can't quick save. But it's fine because we can just rumours of my death, right? It's fine, no problem. One down. How many to go? 3 more. We're just going to walk all the way there. Do these people not have horses? Oh no, because Ciri won his horse, didn't he? So okay, that's consistent at least. There's a little explanation of why he doesn't have a horse. Did that count as attention to detail? I'm not sure. Oh god, it's a rock bean. Ah! I definitely should have rested before I started this, shouldn't I? First playthrough, you spoke to the Baron and then wandered off. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So I had to load, and it's like failed. Oh, all right. I don't like that style. That style of like the game has established that anything can just wait for as long as you like, right? You start a quest, then you run off and do like 20 hearts, and then you come back, and the quest is still waiting for you. Except occasionally, randomly, that isn't the case, and it's like I don't think that's okay. It's very clearly established that this is not a game where time moves forward in real time, and the world just waits for you to come and interact with it. So to then break that rule again is very strange to me. The best example I can think of that is Deus Ex Human Revolution has that weird bit at the start where, like, if you dawdle around and play the game, then
Witcher, why are you here?
who's that? Oh, these the guys from Oxenfurt. Witch hunters. Yeah, cool. I don't know anything about the lore of witch hunters, but I kind of like the idea that. Oh, wait for the cutscene.
Witcher, change your mind. How much did my father pay you?
Don't think you have anything to fear. Brought your new friends with you.
I have no fear, for the eternal fire protects me.
Won't need to protect you from me.
Tamara, dear daughter, you return after all. Come, don't deny me this embrace.
Stay away from me. I've come for Mother. Unlike you, I'll not see her rot in this swamp.
Why the hell do you think I'm here? To take her home?
Oh, you'll do no such thing. You'll not lay a finger on her. Never. I'll not.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to choose, aren't I?
Right, to be cross. I was not the best husband, the best father, I know. But I've changed. Ask anyone. Geralt, come, tell her.
Your father, he wants to find his wife, your mother. Really?
He pay you much to be his yes man.
Verily I say unto you that ire and vehemence can lead to naught but one's downfall.
Who the bloody hell is this?
And who are you to ask so crudely?
This is my commander.
And that should
I'm the bloody Baron, ain't I?
drunken swine.
Tamara, you stand with their kind now. Perhaps you'd have them torture and hang your own father.
You're not my father, and I care not a bit what befalls you.
I remind you we've a matter to resolve here. Witcher, will you help us?
Wouldn't be here if I wasn't willing.
I've lost 5 men and have little notion of what else to expect in this cursed place.
No time to lose. Crones could return any minute.
Ha! How do you know they're not here already?
'Cause we're still alive.
Search the village!
I like this scenario, like... I don't really know what's going to happen, it's quite exciting. Geralt is just about credible enough as a monster slayer that attacking ancient gods doesn't seem completely out of the question.
Don't.
Over here!
That's a ghoul, isn't it? Now, I don't know ghoul lore in The Witcher, but I'm guessing it has something to do with eating human flesh. Oh, water hag, okay. How do we know that's Sana? I mean, I'm assuming that's what the mer meant.
Mother?
Oh, okay, she's doing fine. I would have thought the witch hunters would have killed her by now.
Is that her? No. No. Impossible. We must do something.
Hey Lux, yeah, sorry, mid cutscene.
Witcher.
Something's coming. Get ready.
We're just ignoring the water hag.
What was that?
Wolves?
Didn't sound right.
It can't be. I hope it's not wolves because I've just drawn my silver sword.
Get ready.
At least I can't hit friendlies as far as I can tell. Sorry, what was the question? What do I think about the way The Witcher and RuneScape handle religion? I mean, The Witcher seems to be very. It's a pretty standard fantasy take on religion, where like the church is full of kind of similar to Game of Thrones, right? The church is full of zealots and monsters, which is, you know, not completely unreasonable for a medieval church, to be honest. Like. Oh, I ran away from one of these. I've not fought one before, though.
What was that?
I think. Oh,
Looked a fiend to me.
Crones have sensed us. They know we're close. Sent the
is the
beast
sound
there.
balance right, by the way?
Those damned witches! When will it end? Look what they've done to her. Are they not satisfied? Just look at
I know it's supposed to be horrible, but
these things. You must. What's wrong with her?
Last I was here, she was nothing like this. Crones must have cursed
oh
her.
yeah, they said they were going to do that.
This curse.
Not till I know what it is.
She can't have lived here alone. Perhaps there's someone else. Someone who saw something.
Maybe Johnny.
Who?
A boy, a hermit, lives in the swamp. Came around here from time to time. He might have seen something.
We must find him.
Doesn't like strangers. You wait here. I'm better off going alone.
Is my decoction still active? Oh yeah, I think it is. Okay. I mean, it's a slightly odd setup now, but yeah, fair enough. Sorry, what was the question? Oh yeah, I mean, I mean, The Witcher. Like, if we think about these like dark fantasy settings, they're crapsack worlds. So everything sucks. Like, all the villages are full of like, you know, abusive husbands and rapists, and like everything's just horrible, and all soldiers are monsters, and all kings are monsters, and all priests are monsters, and so like, you know, like religion gets short shrift because everything gets short shrift. Historically, I would probably argue that historically religion wasn't great, and kings were also not great, and so I don't really disagree with that depiction. Religion in RuneScape, I mean, it depends if you're talking pre or post 6th Age. Like, pre 6th Age religion is not too complicated. I mean, you can see, like, I mean, as with everything in RuneScape, it just has multiple takes, right? Like, you can see some people who've written like Saradomin as good, and the Saradominist Church as like essentially positive, and then other places who are like, you know, oh, the White Knights are zealots, oh, the Temple Knights are evil, you know, and they're just like, they're kind of like two fundamentally different takes on what an XP Christian church could be, that are kind of inconsistent with each other. I haven't yet figured out how to dodge those water blobs they throw. I mean, I've talked before. Like, what I'd like to do with the religion in RuneScape is just make it more detailed. Basically, I don't really have a. I mean, you saw me talking a bit about like faith in as an AdraQuest.
Johnny.
Not here. Something's not right. Gotta look around. Might be hiding nearby.
I'm quite like personally, I'm quite judgmental. Like I'm inclined towards like, you know, X is good, X is bad. You know, I'm very anti-royalist, right? For example, but in my writing, I don't really write like that. I'm much more interested in like, you know, like I don't think a perspective like religion is good or religion is bad is particularly helpful or
Johnny ran through here.
adult way of looking at something.
Seeing something.
Oh, game volume, yeah. Hang on, let me try this. Has that fixed it? Otherwise, I'll turn it up in game. Sorry, let me know. I'll keep talking, but let me know if the volume's still wrong. Because it's hard to tell when no one's talking. Let's wait till next time someone talks. Oh, hey Johnny. Ah, Dark Iron Ore, sweet. Where is he? There he is.
Johnny, wake up.
Witcher!
Is that better?
You frightened me. Thought it were those vile hags.
Killed a few near your den.
The crone sent them to punish me.
Can I change the dialogue? I don't want to press escape in case it cancels out of the dialogue.
Get on the crone's
Okay, that's
bad
better. Cool.
side.
I told him off. They don't like it when you tell them off.
Why'd you do it?
Wanted to help Gran. She's always been good to the children. Would have been the doldrums out here without him. She'd have died of boredom. Begged the crones not to hurt Gran, but they were angry she'd let the children escape.
So you saw what happened to Gran?
By happenstance, Gran mixed some poppy seed and ash. Went by to help her sort it out. Mother Nature gave me small hands, see? So I can do it easy like. Working away we was, separating seeds from dust. Out of nowhere, Gran cried out. The mark on her hand started glowing. She yelled at me to hide. I crawled into a chest. Barely had time to blink before the crones totted in. The weavess snipped a lock of Gran's hair. Called it punishment for letting the children escape. Then the hags opened the door in the floor. Went down, down, down. Shame it weren't all the way to hell.
Why'd the weavess need Gran's hair? Any idea?
The crones take folks' ears to hear all. Hair gives them power over folks' lives. There are times they weave the hair into odd strings. Other times they take it downstairs.
Take a look under the door?
I look like a fool to you?
No. You do look like the inquisitive type, though.
My inquisitiveness ends where folly begins.
Stay in the chest until the crones left?
Wanted to. Sit tight and quiet, said to myself. Not peep out your beat till they go. But then Gran fell to the floor. Started screaming and tearing her hair out. Didn't know what to do. So I leapt out of the chest. Thought herbs might help her. The ones she cured the children's aches with. But Gran was no longer herself. She was a beast.
So, you give her the herbs?
Couldn't manage it. The crones came back. I dropped to my knees and begged him to spare Gran. Bruess piped up first. Naughty boy! Oh, naughty! Shouldn't say no when the sisters want to hear yes. Then the Wispess says, run, boy, run before your legs rot off. They all laughed, and I legged it.
You escaped. Consider yourself lucky.
I do, but I've not lost the ladies for long. If I'm to live, I must hide, and I can forget my cozy hole. It's the first place they'll look if they set out to nab me.
Try deeper in the swamp, maybe?
I suppose I must. And what will you do?
There's something in that cellar. The key to finding out what happened to Gran, I think.
Will you help her?
Provided it's not too late. Thanks, Johnny. And good luck to you.
Likewise. And if you happen on any water hags, give them a nice fat walloping on me behalf. Farewell, Witcher.
Everyone else came here to kill Anna, not to kill Anna, to rescue Anna. I came here to get my revenge, because I'm role-playing as Geralt. I came here to get my revenge on the crones for not being as hot as they were in the picture. He's very salty about that. That's clearly his motivating force. Sorry, what were we talking about? Religion. Oh, yeah, it's going to be another cutscene, isn't it? Bloody game. Oh, I don't know. He doesn't seem hostile.
Did you learn anything?
Just as I thought. The crones probably cursed your mother. Took a lock of her hair, then disappeared down the stairs. Cellar under the house. Cellar doors hidden.
In that case, we've no time to lose. Come.
These witch hunters seem like they're not very fanatical, you know? Like, because they're just letting this monster just stand there and no one's killing it. Like, it creates the impression that they're very reasonable, calm people, rather than the sort of maniacs who would just kill anyone for being even slightly tainted. Which I imagine is probably not the characterization I'm supposed to take away from this. This is
Let
going to
me
get
go
them all
in
killed,
first.
isn't it?
Give you a shout if I find anything interesting.
So be it. Let's begin.
Yeah, like that's literally like Witch Hunter's thing. Like, if there's one thing Witch Hunters aren't known for, it's being reasonable. A door in the floor, they said. What's that? Herbs I don't need, I guess. Oh, okay, there's there's the door in the floor. Turns out that was a...
Got it.
What did he say? Oh.
By the eternal fire. I've never seen so many before.
Looks unsavory. All this.
The trappings of a black magic ritual. Witches weave human hair through dolls they first curse. They gain a grasp on individual souls this way.
Think one of the dolls represents Anna? Can we free her if we find it?
It's the only way I know of. But there are risks involved. The items woven into the dolls, see them? They symbolize the individuals the dolls are meant to represent. We must find the doll that is Anna and take it from here.
Can we not just take all of them?
Seem to know a lot about this.
From tomes on black magic. Initially we burned any that we found. Recently we decided it might be wise to read them first.
Poisoning your minds with magic? Superstition? What's the hierarch think of that?
Have you met the man?
No.
Neither have I.
It's a good line, I like that.
This risk you mentioned. Take it we only get one shot at choosing the right doll.
I'll not chance it. I did not know Anna. You've learned much of her. Should find it easier to choose.
All right. Let's take a look at these dolls.
There's literally two of her relatives standing outside. What? Why am I doing it? A red bead, bird feathers, a hollyhock bloom, and a human ear. Well, they took her ear, didn't they? No, that was someone else's. That was the village chieftain's ear.
Red bead attached to this one. Anna wears a string of those around her neck.
As do half the women from Novigrad to Vengerberg. This cannot be the one.
All right. I'll look at the others. Bird feathers woven into this one. If I had to bet on it, I'd say this doll represented Philippa.
Philippa Eilhart, if that's true, then...
Relax. First name that came to mind, that's all. Philippa's way too clever for the crones to have snared her in some trap. Besides, we're not here for Philippa. We're here to save Anna. And I can't think of any link between her and bird feathers.
That might seem
what?
obvious. But what if it's a ruse, and this doll, in fact, symbolizes Anna?
He thinks he thinks we should take that one.
Crones would have no reason to employ trickery here. Should look at the others. This is interesting.
A doll with a flower. What's so interesting in that?
Not just any flower. A violet hollyhock. Baron once told me it was Anna's favorite flower.
Do you believe this to be the doll?
Might very well be, but I can't be sure. Should look at the others.
I mean, like structurally, this is quite a simple puzzle.
Human ear
It's
attached to
it's
this
sold quite well based on the dialogue.
Belong to one of the peasants, doubtless. Anna still has both her ears.
Let's look at the others.
But the puzzle itself is quite...
This is interesting.
A doll with a flower.
Not just any
You believe...
I'm sure it is. Taking it.
It's fun. I guess if I just don't think about it as a puzzle and I think about it as like a just a long extended dialogue. But I wonder what the consequence of getting it wrong is.
Mum, You're back. All will be well. You're going to be fine.
Tammy, I'm dying.
She's not well. Raving. Doesn't rightly know what's happening. You're weak yet. You must rest.
No. Listen to me. The crones. I was to be their beast to the end, forever. You broke their spell. But now I must go.
What's she talking about, Witcher?
The crones deceived us. Their curse is a death sentence. No way to lift it, at least not in a way that would let Anna live. We broke their spell temporarily, partly. Now it's gotta run its course.
What? What does that mean?
She's dying.
It's good to see you together.
I'm sorry, Annie. For everything. I'm sorry.
Mother.
Tammy, do you remember that day on the Inner?
Of course. Those plums are so sweet. In your dress so blue. You wove me a wreath of flowers. We laughed the day away.
Please, remember me like that.
No!
I thank you. They had a chance to say goodbye. It was your doing.
Shame I couldn't do more.
Come, child. The eternal fire will soothe your pain.
Leave me be. Your pay will await you at Crow Perch. Collect it there.
None of this was your doing.
I know. Which makes it no easier to bear.
The pain will pass in time.
I'd like to believe that. I would.
You may have a moment with her. Then we must bury her and return to the
Very well.
Hey, you got loads of XP for that. That XP wasn't level
Leave me alone!
level adjusted. Some of it is, some of it isn't.
Once she is calm, we'll deal with the witches. Then we'll pursue you, don't you worry.
I had enough of this job.
Charming. He was talking to me. Structurally, okay, so what? So if you pick the right doll, then she turns back into a human and dies. And if you pick the wrong doll, she just, what, just dies anyway. So, yeah, that's... Like, given that, like, okay, so, like, I mean, obviously from a design point of view, I approve of choices that don't make any actual difference. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe their relationship between the father and the daughter is the thing that's gonna matter in the long run, or maybe not. In terms of the way the story was told, if she was going to die anyway, I feel like that story was just kind of like weird and abrupt. I think it would have worked better if I knew she was going to die, but the stakes were to try to turn her back into a human first, so that they could, you know, get a final moment. Given that was the outcome, the actual outcome, it felt kind of cheap that there was this sudden kind of like, oh, actually, it turns out that the curse actually had a second clause that we didn't know about. It's just kind of like meh. And it would have been better if the quest had just, if the story had just been what it was. I didn't think the twist really added anything there. Percy says about choices. I'll ramble about religion. You tell me about choices, then I'll read your thing afterwards. What was I going to say about religion? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, so like, yeah, for me, like, is religion good? Is religion bad? That's not really a. Is not really an interesting story to tell, right? It's more about like religion is just a thing that exists in life, and what does that mean? Why does religion exist? Why are people religious? What are religious people like? What are different kinds of religious people like? And that was, you know, attempting to explore that just a little bit in As an Adra Quest by contrasting, you know, someone like Sir Owen Sir Owen, Trindine, and Azanadra all have very different takes on faith and belonging and that kind of thing. Lime
Maybe I
asked,
should send me man to that creek.
oh,
What the hell happened?
Hanged himself. Plain enough to see.
Was he drunk?
Yeah. Always knew the hooch would be his end.
there's no sound. Okay, so now it's like spelling out to me what the consequences of my choice were, I guess. Fair enough. It's a bit cheap, really, but I guess it's kind of trying to point it out. I didn't hear any sound for that.
Lost
weird.
everything he cared for. No surprise he lost the will to live.
Don't look too concerned, you and your boys.
What would you have us do? Sit and wail? Baron was a good soldier, but settling in here at Crow's Perch, it made him soft. We'll introduce a new order. Things will be different now.
I imagine they will.
So, I mean, in terms of, like, you know, my thoughts on, like, game development and choices, like, that's a kind of straightforward choice to write, and I've written that kind of thing myself. Like, I mean, I'm assuming here that because I'm largely done in Vellum, the existence or non-existence of the Baron isn't going to make much of a long-term difference. I'm glad I got his Gwent card off him first, but then also I read there's a thing where, like, his Gwent card would be on the floor. Yeah, here it is. Like... Or like there's like a container near every dead NPC that contains their Gwent card. So yeah, I mean that is very reminiscent of the choices that I experienced in Witcher 1, where it was like you're put in a situation, you're asked to choose between two bad outcomes with based on no information. You choose one of them, then something bad happens as a result of the choice that you made, and you're supposed to feel bad about it. I mean, fine, but it doesn't especially impress me. It's the long running. The hard bit is the weaving the consequences of your choice into everything else. Like it's almost like, I mean, I don't mind the game that it's playing. It's fine. It's just like it's almost like Monkey's Paw, right? It's almost like it's playing Monkey's Paw with me. Like, whoa, like here's a choice to make. What do you think the bad outcome's going to be, regardless of what you choose? Like whatever it is you choose is definitely going to turn out badly. And like it's fun. Like I don't mind that. It's a fun game. But I don't think it doesn't. It's not particularly informative about like how to write choices in quests, and I can already see, like, so you said, like, yes, if you get the good ending, Anna survives, and then she and the Baron leave. So regardless, this quest line ends the same way, right? Like it's flavorfully different, and you could see me doing an incredibly cheap version of that in Broken Home. Like at the end of Broken Home, you get two very emotionally different endings, which are identical. Like there's just like one animation plays differently, and then the quest ends the same. If you kill the tree spirit, the children are killed like the spirit tells you, and Anna is stricken with grief and goes mad. When the Baron comes to save her, he finds her mad, and they leave Velen to seek help for her. Yeah. So, like, yeah. So, I mean, like, it's well written in the sense that they made a choice that is emotionally distinct. It feels like the choice that you made respected it. But you can see, you know, I mean, I'm assuming you guys can see this too. I've written a lot of these, like, you know, I can see the seams where they've tried to make the choice not have any consequences for the game, because those are expensive, and it's like making the player feel like their choices made a difference, even though they didn't actually make a difference. And they've done an okay job. I wouldn't say it stood out to me. I mean, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's some that are better and some that are worse. That one didn't feel particularly like a big deal. Yeah, like you say, yeah, the outcome moves outside the scope of this story. Yeah, it's not something that you as the player can interact with anymore, which is fine. I mean, it's a sensible way to do it. It was all tied up there a little bit too neatly, a little bit too quickly, for me. I mean, partly I'm coming at that from the perspective of like,
show me what you got.
you know, just being slightly cynical about the whole thing. I want that. I mean, my formative experience with choice is Planescape Torment, which has the same design philosophy as Fallout New Vegas. If anyone's played that, I don't know. I think nowadays people don't play Planescape Torment, right? But like, it was the big deal for a while. And Planescape Torment is crazy with it. Like the first time through the game, okay, so absolute core mechanics of Planescape Torment are when you die, you resurrect. That's absolutely core to the plot of the game, and you can freely resurrect your party members. Like you have the ability to just resurrect. You can freely cast Resurrect 3 times per day. But the first time I played through the game, I missed the bit of the tutorial where if you have to talk to an NPC in a particular way to get that resurrect ability. It's quite easy. It's quite hard to miss, but I somehow missed it. So the first time through the game, I just didn't have the ability to resurrect, which is supposed to be a core mechanic of the game, and it just let me play the game without it. And then just like, yeah, but Planescape Torment's crazy at that kind of thing. But then like it's like a confusing, puzzly mess. Like the game is just this web of confusion of wandering around. Like things do have real massive consequences on the game. And then if you look at like the design priorities, like Planescape Torment was prioritizing that. This game is much closer to like an Ubisoft type, you know, map pumping game. And so like you can see, like, so apparently it was only in a patch. Like I would consider this game, if the choices I made Gwent cards uncollectible, and then there's an achievement to collect all the Gwent cards, that's just misunderstanding how game design works to me. That's not like a legitimate form of choice and consequence. That's just doing game design wrong. And so from the thing I read about collecting all the Gwent cards, like in a patch they added in the ability to like get the Gwent cards even for choices that you fuck up. I think there are still a couple that are bugged, which is not great, but like for the most part they fix that. But you know, ultimately, like that's the mechanical consequence, because this game is a very large, very long kind of completionist RPG, and the sort of choice and consequence stuff is. I don't want to say it's a minority because I haven't seen the full scope of the game, but there's a lot more to it than just that. So like they've prioritized other things, you know. Right, I was going to carry on with Pyres of Novigrad, or I could go to Skellige. Someone shouted stop thief, but I don't see a thief. Are you a thief? Lime asked. So yeah, I'm sorry, I sounded quite critical there. Like, I don't mean the game is doing anything wrong. It's more like it's not doing anything. Before I'd written my talk, I was fairly convinced I needed to play this game because people talk about, but I don't. So far, I've seen nothing to indicate that it breaks any of the sort of principles that I was outlining. Essentially, that like. There is no substitute for hard work. Either you do the hard work and you branch the storyline, or you try to use finesse in writing to trick the player into believing their choices had a consequence when they didn't. But the signs of that are so transparent that it's hard to do if you've ever seen through the trick once. Like the NPC leaves the storyline despite having made a choice. Like you make a life or death, you know, in one outcome the NPC dies, in the other outcome the NPC leaves. Is so transparent in the way that it's trying to bypass the consequences. The actual consequences of the choice that you made, that it's very obviously sort of an attempt to write with finesse. But it's fine, like it's a perfectly good way to write a game, there's nothing wrong with it. But it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really change up the game in terms of like... I feel like the thing that The Witcher 1 did, and so far it seems like this game is doing it too, is just there's no right or wrong choice. Like in a Mass Effect context, in Mass Effect, it was always like a good or evil choice, and so it was very simplistic. Like all of BioWare's games are like this, right? It's like there's an obviously good choice, which is usually color-coded blue, and an obviously evil choice, which is usually color-coded red, and it's just like it's determined when you start your playthrough which one you're going to take, so you don't ever feel like you're trying to make a difficult moral decision or anything like that. But with The Witcher, it almost, I mean, so again, it's based on my incomplete playing of these games. it's almost like just as simplistic but the other way around. Like rather than there being obvious right and wrong choices, it's like always obvious that there's always bad choices and there are no good choices, and it's kind of like just doing a gag on you. Right, what am I doing? I'm looking for a thief. I don't see any thieves.
The thinking customer will see right away I've got the best deals this side of
I've been around these guys and got all their cards. Lux said, I think you'll enjoy overall options. Velen is a bit of an intro. Novigrad and Skellige, overall story, there's more impact. I mean, I can believe they put the time in, right? Like someone said, The Witcher 2, you make a choice about 75% of the way through the game, and then the remaining 25% is completely different, and that's legit. Like that's what I mean by like putting the time in. You know, like if you put the time in to develop, you guys saw my diagram in my talk, right? Like you know, either the story branches or it doesn't, and if it branches, you have to put the time in to do the work to make it branch, and if you don't want to do that, you have to find a substitute. And as you know, institutionally, as long as you as the writer or your company and the person who's paying for the content are prepared to pay that cost, you can branch your content and reflect the choices, truly reflect the choices in the way the player is expecting. And that's pretty cool. Right, what am I doing? I'm looking for a thief, but I don't see any thieves. During the intro to this quest, a thief just ran off down a thing, but I haven't seen one yet. I did notice a beggar nearby. Maybe I should just talk to a beggar instead, because I'm not seeing any thieves. Oh, hang on. Hey, that man's a thief. You're a thief. You look incredibly suspicious, sir. Have you considered not wearing a black hood when you're thieving from someone?
Why the hell are you following me?
Just happen to be going where you're going.
And how the bloody hell do you know where I'm going?
Well, you're not as clever as you think, and I'm not blind. You're on your way to see the King of Beggars.
Gonna rob me? Got any plowing idea what a courier is? This gold is from the non-humans. Take it, and you be fucked.
Like you'll be when I let a few people know you pocket some. Not all the non-human gold makes it to the king, does it?
What the fuck are you on about? I don't pocket a thing.
I'm not the one you need to explain this to.
All this shit goes to the king, along with whatever I make. What, actually think Bedlam will believe you? You're in for a fucking surprise. Come on, genius. Can't wait to see what he does to you.
games oh so fierce. Mock a witcher just once and you're got equal here.
Looking wobbly. Need some overripe sheep's feet.
I mean, ultimately, like my attitude comes. I kind of said this in the. Did he just yoinked off there? From my point, I'd rather devote the time. Like, I didn't really go into it in the talk, but like, I think I talked about it a little bit afterwards. But like, you know, developing a branching storyline is actually slightly more expensive than developing the content in parallel, because you have to, like, there's complexity and the bugs are more complicated and like. But even saying that aside, like, you know, in my example of like, say you've got, you know, 2 quests. Ultimately, I'd rather have 2 quests that form a linear story that's good, than 2 quests that branch. To me, that choice isn't worth it. Now, I mean, there are players who would say that that was worth it, and they'd rather have the choice-based game, and they'd rather see the dev time put into that, which is fine. I don't like this. That's, you know, sometimes I talk a bit about game design in a way where I don't believe that things are entirely subjective, but that one's obviously completely subjective because it's purely taste.
Nosy bugger.
Yeah, terrible trait. Poking around where I probably shouldn't be, I know. But I gotta find the Putrid Grove.
That's a secret place for secret folk doing secret business. And who's to say you're any good at keeping a secret?
No one.
Grab him! Smash the bugger!
Oh, is this another one of those?
That's it, you're
Am I going to kill them all with my fists again? Again, touch of death, Geralt here. Luck said you haven't go to the village near the tree prison. Is that we've been there already? The place where the horse killed them all. We've been there already. You have to go there to do Return to Crookback Bonk. There was a oh Jesus, I'm not doing very well here. There's a I mean that yeah like that seemed fairly obvious when I unleashed the demon horse on the world that he was going to do that. I think he more or less said as much. Oof. Quick, Geralt, drink some water. Oh my god, you're dehydrating, Geralt. Quick. Man, I'm so bad at this combat. Nope. In RuneScape in particular, I wouldn't like that since a huge part of the game is being able to do everything in one character. Branching quest lines, you do quest A or quest B goes against that. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think that's an appropriate model for an MMO.
You're gonna give me a simple answer. Where's the Putrid Grove?
In Lysol's. Down an alley. Man, guarding the gate. Gotta give him the password.
What is the password?
Old sows. Farrowed piglets.
See? Just gotta make the effort.
I feel like I should have killed them with my sword. Marabella's School for Tots. That sounds like a suspicious place where they're probably murdering the children and turning them into sausages. It's just got that kind of feel to it. Block when they're about to punch and it counters. Yes, that's a good idea. I'm terrible at countering. I finally realised that countering was the correct way to deal with men with shields. So I did actually start finally countering, but I'm just generally like dodge, dodge, dodge. Oh, I managed to slot something. Hang on, where is it? I slotted an ability which means that I don't take damage when dodging. So when I dodge and get punched while I'm in mid-dodge, which happens all the time, I feel here like the developer has specifically provided me with an ability which suits my playstyle. So that's good. I consider that good design. Does Ard work with shields? Oh, well, it said it did. It said it did in a loading screen hint. So I tried it, and it just sort of staggered him, but he kept the shield up. So it didn't help. Maybe I did it wrong or something. Maybe it that would work in a lot of games. I wonder if you can Axii them and then just kill them when they're stunned. That might work too. Okay, I'm supposed to go in here. Hey, over here, use a Witcher. Wow, that man is psychic. Look at him. Where's the door?
Open up. Who are you and what you want?
Doing some sightseeing. Kinda curious about what's beyond this gate.
My brother-in-law was curious. Worm's been eating him for 5 years now.
Take a look. What do you see?
Yellow eyes, pair of swords, mutated killer things.
Heard this place was a meeting spot for oddities.
Heard right. Know the password, get him free. Don't know it, gotta contribute to the Grove's upkeep.
Old sows, farrowed piglets.
Ah. Welcome to the Grove, brother.
How do you join this organisation? Well, I guess I just did, right? You beat someone up in an alley and steal the password off them. That doesn't seem like a very good system. I would have it's like that, like if you don't enable democracy, then you guarantee rebellion kind of thing, right? Like, maybe your system should allow people to join normally, so that they don't have to... Right, now hang on, I did watch enough of the TV series to understand that like sorcerers are like a special thing. No one in this world can just do magic. They have to be like mutants or have a spell cast on them or something. Come on, dude, you've got to have some Gwent cards. No one's had any Gwent cards to sell for ages. Oh, come on. Zeracanian, so whoa! Those are better than the ones I've got, aren't they? Pretty sure. I think mine are like 70. Is that worth buying for 1,000? Seems like it probably would be. What's he got? We've got saltpeter, Stammelford's dust. I need I can't remember what it is now. A particular seed, and I couldn't find any on a. Anyway, what am I doing? Should I buy those? No, I'll buy them later. Right. You guys want me to play Gwent, right? Gwent's good for talking, actually. Yeah, this is why does this interface exist? This is so pointless. What is this here for? I don't. This is. There's one where you can haggle when you take a Witcher contract as well, and it's like, what is this? What is this even in the game? What is this for? Yeah, my deck's looking pretty sweet now. I kind of like the sort of. I mean, it's a really crap CCG, but I like its kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh energy, where you're like, my deck is better because I've somehow acquired this super powerful card that just rocks your world, and like it's not about skill at all. It's about like, I mean, no, sorry, obviously there is an element of play skill to it, but like mostly it's like, well, actually my catapults are just better than your catapults because I've got rarer catapults, and I've got this dragon thing that just kills your entire front rank. So, and someone played Geralt against me, and Geralt does not have Scourge, which I mean, I guess is because is it called Scourge or Scorch? I can't remember. But like, I think it seems to be only dragons that have Scorch, or Scourge, or whatever it's called. So I guess they're like, Geralt isn't a dragon. Yeah, I mean, that's a front rank. I can probably bait him into doing another one, probably. I mean, mostly I win because the AI is really bad. I mean, I'm guessing it's like intentional, but... What's he got? 26. I might be able to beat that. I don't think it's worth it though. He's up to as many cards as me though. Okay. He's going all in on the final round, right? But like, that's so weird. What a weird play. What did I draw? Oh, hang on, no. I've learned to try and bait out. Oh no, Scorch is the card, right? And Scourge is the ability, is that right? I think that's right. Oh, hello. That's a lot of guys. I need dragon, that's what I need. Well, that's a big old front rank right there. I've lost like multiple boosted catapults to enough of those scorches too. There's one that I really struggle with. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't the little boy. The little boy was really straightforward. It was the boat guy. He was the first one who played like a really strong monster deck. I think was it monsters? No, it was heroes. He was playing Nilfgaardian heroes plus weather. So he just slammed down like 12 level 10 heroes and then played weather effects, which they were immune to. That was brutal. Like, that one was really hard, and I had to like just basically get lucky to beat him. Well, may not have this in the bag. I'm not sure here. Oof. Oof. 120. God damn it. Can I beat that still? I might be able to. Right, so you and you because you're ranged. And because you're higher, but also because you're ranged. Oh, and because I've already got another one. Okay, I missed that. But there are 3 good reasons to play that card. I'm not going to count that as a misplay. Why is a Lashen is a type of creature, isn't it? Why is that a hero? Because I met a Lashen, didn't I? I think I did. Oof. Like the crones, who are like named individuals, aren't heroes. But those things, I'm assuming, are like a type of monster. I thought the specific point of heroes is they're named. Oh no, because I guess not all named individuals are heroes, right? There are some named individuals that aren't hero cards. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, should I? Just in case he's got a Scorch. Shit. Oh, okay. They were already doubled. Ah, that's fucked me, isn't it? Oh well. Yeah, so I should have played the heroes first to bait his Scorch out. Have I lost that? Yeah. Ah! Oh well. Dude, let's go. Come on. I'll do one more try. Excuse me, sir, I think you'll find Draugr from every game now. When did they first start appearing? They were suddenly in everything. Like, they're basically just whites in Skyrim. That is pretty good, I think. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So what I want is an entire front row and then Scorch them all. He's mostly going to have 4s or 6s on his front row, right? But now he's got his own 5. There's nothing I can do about that, so... Ideally I win round 1 with these guys. Oh, I need him to play one of his... What's it called? The Swarm ability. I can't remember what it's called. How do I buy time? I don't think I can. That's annoying. I could just throw down a catapult, but I'm probably going to need it. Okay, I'll try and do this. Oh no, shit, that was the wrong play, wasn't it? No, never mind. Oh, okay. I wonder if their AI is getting better as I'm going through the game. Possibly. Come on, play a whole load of 5s. Oh, that's no good. I guess I could Scorch to kill the 5 and then... Is it Scourge? I need to check what it's called. Oh no, it's Scorch. Wait, so it's... Oh, it's the same as the card. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good way to name a card. I could Scorch that 5 and then Scorch all the 4s. Doesn't seem... He's going to play something bigger, isn't he? Problem is, though, if I throw down a 5... yeah, I've got to just hope he plays something larger. Surely he's going to play something larger. Oh, no, it's another shitload of 4s. Okay. Do I have a spy in my discard pile? Oh, I do. Okay. Yeah, then I could have Scorched his 5s, and then I could have Scorched his 4s. Oh well. Oh, yeah, thank you, bro. That's very helpful of you. Nice. Well, I'll do that one first then. Come on, play some more combat 5s. That's not a combat 5. Yeah. Now, he can fuck this up by playing another, like, 5 or 6 in the front row. No? Yeah. Yeah, try and get to 150 this time. Sure, yeah, okay. Fair enough. Hooray, I won! I'm an expert at Gwent now. Sometimes. Ah, it's a elf of some sort, I guess. Oh, I got, yeah. Vesemir, who sucks. Why is Vesemir so bad? Guess he is old. But yeah, I don't know who's got Geralt. I imagine some innkeeper somewhere. But he didn't have any cards, which just sucks. I mean, I'm still playing Northern Realms because I don't feel like I can assemble a viable deck. Like, Scoia'tael's whole thing seems to be the what's the keyword called? Muster. But I don't have enough. Like, I mean, I'm not going to play these guys, right? Like, Elven Skirmishers, like 2 Elven Skirmishers to get the muster ability out. Oh, no, they've got that thing where they can play in either the melee row or the ranged row. But I still don't have very many. Like, I've got nowhere near enough Scoia'tael cards to actually play something. I have big city players. I did one of them, but I haven't explored the city very much. Where is it? Big city players. I beat the banker, but I haven't carried on with it yet. So I'll go do that one. Like, because the problem is exploring the city is a bit difficult because it might trigger quests and stuff. So I haven't done very much of it. Right, what am I doing here? I'm in the alley. What's that alley in Doctor Who called? The Raven Alley.
What ails you?
Can't see out one eye, my lord.
Picked him as rain.
Thank you, my lord. The right miracle you
Eight
brought.
of a kingfisher.
I'd like
You're
to
sorted
repay.
for at least 2
Convince
days.
those knaves
Just
on the
gotta
city
adjust your
council that
position where it
spells
costs
are not
the
needed on a
leftovers.
whim, but positively indispensable.
I won't listen, my lord. They're scared of Menga.
In that case, please convey that if any of them
What?
should fall ill, he can stick his head in the flames of the eternal fire. Now, permit me some rest.
What? He's a beggar. What? Don't ask beggars to do political favours for you on the council. What are you talking about?
How are things?
More and more people come to our secret clinics.
Hi, Triss.
Manger's hound's not scaring them off anymore.
I guess incurable disease is more terrifying than torture.
In that case, about time we made something clear, sorceress.
Yes, high time.
Me and my men will manage just fine without the help of you or any other mages. But you, well, without our help, you're sitting ducks for the Temple Guard. Who do I spy?
Geralt?
Hey, Triss.
See you two know each other. See you two know each other well. I was curious whether you'd managed to find me, Witcher.
Oh, a loading screen hint informed me that sorceresses, like witchers, are sterile. Which I think might be one of the tackiest possible fantasy tropes. Dear God. Like, there's a roving adventure man who likes to have lots of sex, and unfortunately he's cursed with sterility.
Your spies tell you I was looking for the Putrid Grove?
My skull would be a home for bottom-feeding river fish if I didn't keep an ear to the ground. And please, Putrid Grove? Ugly name for our cozy little hideout, wouldn't you say?
So what would you call this dive?
Dunno. The Garden of Liberty, maybe?
For a man who shakes down beggars and thieves for tribute, you're quite the romantic.
You say tribute, I say taxes. You say thieves, I say hard-working street clerks. See, Witcher? I've got plans. Big plans. Far-reaching plans to reshape this city head to toe.
Ever thought of seeking a seat on the city council?
City Council is a puppet troupe with a hierarchy of the Church of the Eternal Fire as its puppeteer. Until recently, that is, when Radovid and his witch hunters took the reins. The semblance of power don't interest me.
A man with a vision.
One day, the so-called free city of Novigrad will be truly free. But before that can happen, we got to rid it of superstition, farting around about the hallowed essence of the eternal fire. Nonsense for kiddies.
Apparently not. Cheering crowd at the execution. Mostly adults.
Any crowd of rabble will cheer to the stench of burning flesh. But one day, folk will understand the eternal fire's naught but a leash around their necks. They call this place the Putrid Grove, but it's the rest of Novigrad that's putrefied. This here's the last bastion of normality, sanity, reason. I'm actually glad someone like you's found his way to our city, because it will be our city one day, Geralt. Mark my words.
Yours, plural.
Yeah, mine. And me friends. But that's a time. For now, I'll leave you two alone. Because I can see, well, you clearly need it.
Geralt, I have a lot of things to take care of in town.
I'll be glad to tag along. What's your arrangement? He using you?
Helping me to survive, actually.
6 months ago, if somebody said Triss Merigold would be working for a Novigrad criminal, I'd never have believed it.
6 months ago, Triss Merigold partied with someone very dear to her and had to start anew. Hasn't turned out like I imagined. Come on, let me give you a taste of my life.
Madam Sorceress. Beautiful as ever. Damn shame to part.
Don't fret. Bound to be back soon. I take it you're in Novigrad on important business.
Important doesn't do it justice. I'm looking for someone.
More precisely?
Young woman who's like a daughter to me.
Her? Here? No, impossible.
She was here. There are witnesses, evidence. Was hoping you'd heard something. You've been here a while. I need you to help me find something, anything, a trace.
I'll do everything I can, of course. Who might know more?
Oh, I'm muted. Whoops. I mute myself when there's dialogue and then I forget to unmute myself. Her outfit looks bizarre. She looks kind of squished into it.
Hello, Klug. Managed to get those magic incense ingredients?
Yes, somewhat with difficulties, you might say. I was walking along the canal with a sack full of goodies for you. Looked up and spied a trio of temple guards coming the other way.
Get to the point, Klug. No time today for one of your long stories.
Wait! A sack full of magicalities and they were coming straight towards me. I don't easily frighten, but I felt a cold sweat on my arse, I did. I'm afraid I had no choice. I dropped the sack in the water. I had to. When asked why, I claimed it contained a dead cat. You shan't believe this, but they believed me.
I need that package, Klug. I've got a contract.
It must be on the canal bed. Luckily, it was heavy enough to sink. I'm sure it'll turn up if you search.
You expect me to pay you, then dive for my goods into that ice-cold filth?
No, I think they expect Geralt to dive in.
I can do that. Where'd you toss the package?
Near the crane. Second bridge in from the harbour.
I didn't expect such devotion.
Wanted to freshen up anyway. Let's go.
Stop. Hear that? They've come for us.
The fool didn't break until I began to prick his heels.
Every man's got his sensitive spots. Interrogated a mage once. Pain couldn't touch him. Tore off his fingernails, crushed his bollocks, nothing. Turned out, he was devilishly ticklish. I placed a beetle on his belly and set a mug atop it. Damn near went mad.
Oh no, they're so evil.
Lucky this time, but you'd best leave via the sewers. The trapdoor's in the floor.
Take care of yourself, Klug.
It's a little bit cartoonish, isn't it? Like, I mean, it's fine, like, yeah. It's kind of impossible to divorce from the real world, like, it's not unreasonable to depict a medieval religious sect as fanatical and harmful. But it's you can't separate that from a contemporary criticism of religion, like, you can't just go, oh, well. No, I'm only talking about medieval Christianity being bad. It doesn't say anything about modern Christianity. That's how Geralt climbs ladders. Oh yeah. She's even better at climbing ladders than I am. Yeah, like, oh, this happened last time, didn't it?
Klug wouldn't have sent us here if there wasn't. Must be a lever on this wall that will open a secret passage.
Yeah, alright, hang on. No, no one's going to go after the Mormons in fantasy as long as Brian Sanderson's around. Brian Sanderson? Brandon Sanderson. Brian Sanderson, someone else completely.
Free City of Novigrad. Name actually used to mean something.
The very reason so many mages came here after the massacre at Loch Muin. Thought they'd be safe from Radovid's reapers. Instead, they jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. But Novigrad stands on top of a mountain of coin, and winning a war takes three things. Coin, coin, and even more coin. That's why they're exterminating mages, confiscating their property and possessions. And they'll go after non-humans next. The elves occupy slums, but the dwarves practically control financial life in the city.
Official word is that Novigrad will remain neutral. Somehow doubt anyone believes that anymore.
I do like the political setup. I don't. to know whether this comes from the book series, but from a game point of view, it's really neat.
The parcel should be around here on the bottom, unless the poor man was mistaken. He's been forgetful ever since Manga interrogated him. Seems to be suffering from a persecution complex, too.
Current must have carried the sack seaward. I'll swim towards the port. Coming with?
Maybe some other time.
Don't know what you're missing. Water's thick with pungent oils. Guessing it'll do wonders for my complexion.
But it's like, it is a really neat, like, the idea that there's a war in progress, but the war's kind of paused. Like, Nilfgaard just won the war against Temeria, but they're going to attack Redania. I think that's correct. I'm gradually picking up the saying. It'd be nice now, I've played quite a lot of the game, to be able to look back at that world map. Like, is this the, I think this is the, or is this Temeria as well, like this here? I'm really not clear. But like there was obviously a war here. And I went down to see the Nilfgaardian camp. And then, yeah, so there's kind of a pause in the war, and Geralt's like a free mercenary, so he can investigate both sides. It's cool. It's a cool setup. It's tense. It's politically interesting. Books have considerable political stuff. I think Nilfgaard is a bit more of a city-state. For space on the world map. Yeah, no, but it didn't show the borders, did it? I don't think it does. It didn't. No, I thought there was more map available because yeah, I looked at this before. Because I didn't realise. Well, I was confused because I had a load of quests I was avoiding doing in Novigrad, and I didn't realise I accidentally walked into Novigrad. Wasn't there a bit? Oh, maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe there wasn't. No, actually, I think you're right. So is Vizima? Oh, I see. Right. So Vizima is the Temerian. So is this all Temeria here? Like Velen is like the northernmost part of Temeria or something like that? Yeah. See, this doesn't tell me what these countries are. So is this Redania, this red one? And that would suggest, so the black border would suggest that all of this is Temeria and is all occupied by Nilfgaard. And Toussaint's some down here. So presumably Nilfgaard's further south, although I don't actually know. Temeria goes up. So yeah, presumably Novigrad's like Marienburg, like it's or fantasy settings tend to have like a Holland-like town in them that tends to be independent. Vizima is the one Ciri's dad ruled, but isn't Ciri's dad like the Nilfgaardian emperor? So it's like not his. He's just moved to someone else's capital. There were 6 or 7 kingdoms on this map 5 years before the games. Yeah, and they've all been like... Sorry, someone said... Hang on, I need to scroll up. Redania conquered tons of territory in other northern kingdoms under the guise of unifying the north. Yeah, okay, so... Yes, I remember talking about this when we were doing the earlier bit. Yeah, what's now... They were sort of all unified, but then Nilfgaard conquered... Yeah, it's cool. That's a cool political situation. It's not really moralising at me. It's making a strong case that Nilfgaard is conquering everyone for a good reason, but also it's making a strong case that being conquered is shit regardless. Like, the Nilfgaardians don't seem particularly evil, but all the people that are being conquered by them think that they're evil, because obviously they do, they're being conquered by them. So it feels like it's kind of approaching medieval conquest with some nuance. You know what this game doesn't need? Fucking turning circles. What a disaster. Or it's a combination of turning circles. Fine, no problem. And only being able to loot things you're looking at. Okay, no problem. Turning circles and only being able to interact with things you're looking at. Absolute disaster. Look at it. Fucking, spend so much of my time, like, faffing around. That sounds like Sid Meier's Pirates. Oh, she's still here. Hey, buddy.
Find the parcel? Or did you get wet for no reason?
Nothing like a refreshing swim in a filthy canal. Found a few fish, a rusty anchor, the carcass of a boat. Oh, and this.
Oh, my package. Hope the contents aren't soaked through. Oh, you're a doll.
What? You're a doll.
To be in your element.
Still remember my elements? How I use them?
Come on, 6 months isn't that long. It's not like I'm senile.
But you do have a history of amnesia.
I've recovered my memory completely.
Oh my
Good.
god, this...
That should stop people from taking advantage of you.
Someone's been taking advantage of me.
I have, for one.
I've never even intimated.
We need to hurry.
Oh, that was so clumsy.
Greetings, sorceress.
Greetings, Brandon.
I didn't expect you to bring company.
Is that a problem?
By the Eternal Fire, no. I'm surprised, that's all. Together I expect you resolve things twice as fast. You've the look of true experts.
That's me.
But I'd prefer you not to tarry and begin.
Triss, you and Brandon here. You've agreed a price?
We settled on a full coin purse.
Brandon & Co. is a serious outfit. We've the largest granary in all Novigrad.
All right then, let's get to work.
We need to place these crystals around the granary, near anything that looks rat-related.
Wait, what? what are we doing here? I think I missed some of this conversation.
I'll cover half the space, you take the other half. Look for evidence of rat activity.
Mm-hmm. Thing is, I know what evidence of manticore activity looks like, but rodents?
Geralt, we'd both rather be somewhere else. I'd rather be sitting in a royal council meeting, but they killed my king. Look for crevices, and droppings.
Once we place this incense, what then?
I'll cast a spell and the rats will leave.
Can't do that without sprinkling incense? Don't really feel up to looking for rat shit.
Stop whining.
I mean, I found evidence of rat activity. The evidence of rat activity is the massive number of rats lying around on the floor. Aha, but
Looks like a good spot.
they must be coming in through here.
Brandon? I don't either. He's much too fat.
Can't help but agree. But no, notice how he didn't try to haggle?
Must really want the rats out.
Triss, he's a merchant. He makes his living by haggling.
If I worried about that sort of thing, I'd starve to death in this city.
A master monster slayer in the world's largest city. Looking for rat shit. Jeez.
Can I not just... I've got a shitload of money. Can I not just give her the, like, 20 coins or whatever it is she's agreed for this task?
I think I plugged every hole in there.
All right. Get ready for some magic fireworks.
Oh, he's going to call the
Once I
Eternal
have
Fire down
the
here.
incense,
This looks like an excellent place for a trap by the Eternal Fire. That's okay. Where is she? Oh, why were they over there?
Well, now we wait for them to scurry away.
Interesting method. Never had much luck with rats. Once I hit one with a fork in complete darkness, trying to show off my witcher's senses. Masterful throw, really. Problem was, no one else saw it. How could they in the dark?
So, what do you think? Rat catcher? It's a long way to fall from being advisor to Temeria's king.
I'm just glad to see you safe and sound. And
Reconciled?
She brought her makeup with her, though. She's not doing that badly.
I was worried about seeing you again. Doubted it could be pleasant.
We said everything there was to say 6 months ago. I don't want to go back to that.
I'm not going back to it. It's one thing to say something, it's another to actually do it.
We promised to remain friends. I hope nothing will change that. So, tell me how Yen's doing?
How do you know I found her?
You didn't answer my question. How's Yen?
Oh, I need to take my daughter to the. Oh yeah, they have a spell, don't they, that makes it look like they're wearing makeup. Okay, sure, fair enough. That's an explanation. But like half the farmers' wives in this look really made up as well. I'm going back in 2 minutes. So I just need to take my daughter to the toilet. Oh, every time I make it on time, it's a tiny victory. Feels good. It occurred to me while I was upstairs, I was thinking about Gwent, and I keep making fun of Gwent for being like it's a bit silly and it kind of detracts from the serious world building they're trying to do. But if I ignore all that and like think about it, like imagine that it does kind of fit well into the world and would be a credible game that people are actually playing. It's kind of a shame that the cards, like, you know, named characters and named cards don't really have anything to do with each other. I feel like I should win the Vesemir card by like playing against Vesemir, or like there's some sort of magical Gwent card creating device, so if I go scan a monster I can create a Gwent card out of it, or, you know, scan a person, something like that. It's a shame that like I win a card of Yennefer from like some random innkeeper somewhere, and he's the only person in the entire world with a Yennefer card. It's very strange. Right, what was the question? How's Yen? I don't know.
Don't know yet. Asking about anything specific?
Never mind. I got my answer.
Someone said it's a bit on the nose that the eternal fire is the religion that burns people. Yeah, that's quite a standard thing, right?
Well, well. Are lovebirds having themselves a little chat instead of working?
Oh, you got hostile.
The job's done. Geralt, those are...
I know who they are, Triss.
My friends begged me to notify them if I encountered a mage, sorceress, what have you. Didn't have the heart to refuse.
It's a trap, Geralt.
This stank from the start.
Man, I should have got half the money up front.
Sense of smell. You should have legged it while you had the chance.
I don't generally leg it. Here's what I think you should do. Pay up and march your boys out of here while there's still time.
Don't be ridiculous. I didn't hire a sorceress in order to pay her.
Take my advice, mutant. If it's not your business, stay out of it.
Thanks for the advice, but I can't take it. All right, we've talked. Do what you gotta. Just remember, I can't help but get in your way.
this for, son?
As have I. Neither is to leave here alive.
Looking for a bruise?
Can I actually use my sword this time? No, I can put it away again. They were quite weak.
If not for you, we need to find Brandon.
Brandon.
Kill me. Good sir, no. They forced me. Had I not told them, they'd have set fire to my home, my warehouse. The mage hunters know no mercy. Spare me, man. Be not like those murderers.
Shut up. I should kill you. Thing is, you'd be no good to anyone but the gulls as a corpse. So you'll live and pay us double. Now.
Fine. Your coin.
Now, get.
Thanks, Geralt.
No need. Glad I could help.
You know, I've been thinking who might know something about Ciri.
It's the Eternal Fire. Of course it's supposed to be
There's
burning
an
still.
Enviromancer in town, Corrine Tilly. Very capable, supposedly.
Never trusted in Dreamer's abilities myself.
Corine's been very effective. We should at least try. She's taken a job close by. Follow the canal away from the fish market. The house is near the first bridge. Its owner, DeJohn Pierre, is a rich banker.
Not coming with me?
I've got some things to take care of.
Another rat-infested warehouse?
Not exactly. Nothing even remotely satisfying. Such are the times.
Honey, you're gonna hurt yourself. Dijonkia, so it is Fantasy Holland. Or Marienburg, I suppose.
It was nice to see you again.
You too, Geralt. You should go now, before Corrine goes back into hiding somewhere.
What if I want to find you?
I live in the Bix, near the fish market. Stop by. It'll be nice.
Alright. See you later.
All the Hanseatic cities rolled into one. Yeah, that makes sense actually, yeah. Yeah. The bits. I live in the bits. Sorry, that's really funny. Bits is what we call genitals. Of course Triss lives in the bits. Where else should she live? Oh, I probably shouldn't play much longer.
Phil, save me. I'm dying of poverty.
Oh, he's got a cool little cart. A man with a cart is never poor.
Just passing by, wanderer.
Yeah, I know he's legless, that's why he's got a cart, but he's got a cart.
Who's asking?
Rudolf de Jonkier.
If he was legless and didn't have a cart, he'd be screwed.
Yes. My ancestors laid the foundations of this city. I now own its largest bank.
Didn't need a recommendation. Name would have been enough.
Father always said, all ought to know your merits, son. Don't hide them under a bushel.
I'm looking for Corrine Tilly.
You've come to the right place then. Corrine is inside. Been there for a few days, dreaming the home's history.
Wait, what? Why is the most powerful banker in the city? What? 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 Oh, I've got a question for you.
Not interested in what's going on inside? Seeing it for yourself?
I'm a banker. Cursed homes scare me. Do you know how a haunting can affect property value? Point of fact, Corrine requested she not to be disturbed.
Oh, I found a flyer for this earlier. That's nice. I've not seen too much of that, like joined up world, like an event. Like I think I commented on, like, you know, like the whole Baron thing. There was like a ghost that was haunting the place that ate pregnant women, but there weren't any. There wasn't, at least as far as I noticed, there was no sign. Certainly there was. There may have been a flyer about it that I didn't see, but like there was no sign of that creature causing any damage until it came up in the main plot. So it didn't feel like, you know, the events that were occurring didn't feel like they were having an impact on the world. But I'm pretty sure I remember reading an advert for like someone wanted to help with Haunted House.
Why do you need to know the house's history? You a historian or on a whim?
I bought this property a short while ago. Paid a pretty penny, I might add. Soon after, I witnessed disturbances. Led me to fear the home might be haunted.
What are the symptoms?
Oh, they vary. Giggling in the night, and furniture moving about in the attic, and last week... Well, you shan't believe it. I found human feces in the parlour.
Sir, I diagnose you with the case of children. But why is he out here? Oh, because it's his house, right? Yeah, okay.
Go
That does
inside,
make sense.
look around.
I don't usually let strangers rummage around my home. Twin swords, though. You're a witcher. You may enter, call that my whim. Truth is, we're already dependent on the Black Ones, economically.
Either he's bullshitting about who he actually is, or I feel like he should have at least one bodyguard. Because he's just sort of standing around in this dangerous-looking alley. Like, he's literally like 20 meters away from a beggar who doesn't have any legs. Yeah. Dude, your house is full of alcohol. I should rest at some point, shouldn't I? There'll be a point where I think I've got enough stuff. I keep finding rare and useful things though, like there's huge reserves of like dwarven steel and dark steel.
That's blood. Don't spill it. Please. Stop. Go away. Don't do that. Leave it.
She's being menaced by the children upstairs. Oh, it's not children. Oh, it's one of those guys.
Wake up. It's just a dream. Wake up.
She has the outfit of a potential love interest.
The doll. The attic.
All right. Time to check the attic.
Put it down, please. That's blood. Don't spill it. Please.
I love a jug of cow's milk.
Go away. Don't do that. Leave it.
There was a trapdoor in the cellar. Well, you say it's not the Witcher one, so like maybe we're not just going to randomly have sex with every woman we come across, but she's still dressed very oddly. Like considering they've made such a big fuss about how like religiously Puritan this town is. I guess she's also technically like, I mean, I don't know if she counts as a wizard. I don't know what their rules for what counts as heresy is, but she has the word Mansa in her name, which, you know, I mean, if I was in the Eternal Fire, I would round up anyone whose job ended in Mansa.
Go away.
That seems like a really good place to start. Especially if they were dressed like a love interest from The Witcher 1. guess I'm going down to the... Oh, or I could just art it, right? Boom. Oh, what was that? A drawing of a crib. Huh? Oh.
There was a cradle on the second floor. Wonder what had happened if I laid a doll in it.
Seems like the obvious thing to do. That has the feeling of a quest that was designed to be a puzzle, and then someone was like, 80% of our players give up when they reach this point. Make sure you remind them. And second floor. Is this the second floor? I think this is the second floor. Aha. I don't know what kind of, I don't know how floors are numbered in Poland.
Another masterpiece. An oven and a blackened grate. Oh joy. A riddle. Guess I should find an oven.
What? Didn't that guy say he was living here? It doesn't look like somewhere that he's been living. Or did he not? Did I misunderstand what he said? Maybe. I think he said he was staying here. Last time I came in a house like this, it was like Mehrunes Dagon was at the bottom. Was it Mehrunes Dagon? I can't remember. Aha. He invested it in a bank, so he wants to flip it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But like, how was he not actually staying here?
Boo! Did I scare you? Scared you, didn't I? I can tell you was scared. Big brave man scared of wee little Sarah. Ain't that funny?
I wouldn't do that anymore if I were you, Sarah. You might scare someone so bad they'll hurt you.
Why would someone hurt me? Having a spot of fun's not allowed anymore.
What are you playing?
That lady fell asleep.
What are you
and
playing?
I sent her some horrible dreams. I'll not her awake neither. I can do that, you know. Funny, isn't it?
Very funny. Thing is, I gotta talk to the dreamer, so I'd like you to let her wake up.
Little Sarah doesn't want her to wake. Little Sarah wants to play.
You're lucky. I know you're a harmless godling, but others might not know, and then...
And how'd you know I'm a godling, eh? How's that, eh? Eh?
I can tell from your accent.
And acts like one. Trust me, you're a godling. You give the dreamer nightmares and won't let her wake up. Why are you tormenting her?
I'm not tormenting anyone. Scary dreams are great. What I love is when this big hen chases me. Hen's got these red...
Why do you live in a haunted house?
Tell you a secret. The house ain't haunted. Not one bit. I just pretend it is. Make everyone think that. It was sitting there all empty, so I moved in. Bigwig from the bank then came and bought it. I don't like bankers, especially not to live with, so I decided to give him a scare.
Gave the banker a really big scare. See, he paid a lot for this house and won't give it up easily, which is why you need to find another home.
I don't want to! I don't! I won't!
Sarah, Novigrad's no place for a godling. But if you want to live here, that's your business. So let's make a deal.
A deal? What kind?
Leave the dreamer alone. In exchange, I'll tell the banker the house is haunted. For good, no way to lift the curse.
You tell him that? What if he doesn't believe you?
I'm a witcher. He'll believe me.
Yes? Yes? Yes! Do that and I promise not to bother your friend. Not even a little. You're awfully nice, you know.
I don't hear that often. Thanks.
Now go wake that sleepyhead. I won't stop her. She'll get up.
And presumably there's some Witcher armor on the other side of this broken wall. Right, right. That's not Witcher armor. Well, the reason that the plan doesn't work for you is because you don't know a Witcher. What? How is there no... What? I've become accustomed now to secret doors at the bottom of houses having, like, Witcher sets in them. Oh, how disappointing. It's just some Sidarian gambesons. Alright, Sarah, cut out the giggling. I was hoping to make more progress on the main quest, but I feel like I'm going to have to stop fairly soon, as it's getting late.
Who are you?
Triss Merigold sent me to see you.
Gods. Horrible nightmares. I was supposed to dream the history of this house. Instead I saw furniture. Hungry furniture that wished to devour me. I know it must sound foolish, but in the dream, well, it was all too real. And not at all amusing.
The work of a godling. She made people believe the house was haunted. Also injected your dreams with her little jokes.
Wait, why is he
And
telling her?
managed to wake me. I feel fortunate.
We Witchers have our ways.
I thank you very much. The dreams, they were awful. Any way I can pay you back?
There is, actually. I'm looking for a young woman who was seen in Novigrad.
I can certainly try to help. But I'll need to clear my head first. After those deranged dreams, I feel it's full of cobwebs. Find me at the Golden Sturgeon. I rent a room there.
All right. See you there.
Are we going to report back to the guy outside? I feel like he should pay me for establishing that the curse can't be broken. That seems reasonable. It's quite important information that he needs.
I saw Miss Corinne leave, but she refused to speak to me. Is the matter resolved? Or quite the opposite?
A bit of both. A demon had captured Corinne. I managed to free her, but the house is still haunted.
Did Corinne dream of the building's past?
Yeah. Pretty horrid, apparently. Though she refused to talk about it. Nobody should inhabit the place.
So many crowns I paid. Oh, well. It shan't put me in the poorhouse.
He's got a sense of perspective, so that's good.
Truth is, we're already dependent on the Black Ones, economically.
Sure. Where are we going next? Should I stop there? I'll play like another 10 minutes or something, and then I should stop, really. Let's go back via the Cartman. Where are you, Cartman? He's gone. See?
Oh.
I knew he was dodgy.
Fucking hey, oars.
It's very, very rude, all these people. Magic amulets are illegal. I read that one already. The Festival of Nilfgaardian culture has been cancelled. That's cute. Widower possessing fortune seeks old maid. Several officers have been ravaged to death. Dwarven banker is a villain and a cheat. Surrender my cards. Resist or what?
This is the job that you, the bigger drunk. I insist.
I already beat Vivaldi, didn't I? It's weird. Anyway, where am I going? Wait, what? Why am I going back there? Oh, because I've just changed the active quest. Oops. It's this one, isn't it? Oh, we're down to what? This was a level 10 quest a while. What? We're on a level 7 quest now for some reason. Oh, I didn't. Oh, there's another innkeeper here.
Help some fellas out, Master. We're a bit of coin short another round.
'Cause we're comrades, see? Witcher, ain't you? We're butchers. You slaughter, we slaughter.
Except witchers earn more. Old villagers pitch in. Lords out with their purses. Ladies do like with their legs.
Guess I've been to the wrong villages. Dealt with the wrong lords and ladies.
Come on, don't make us beg. What's a witcher for, anyways? It's to help men in need.
This is like the
You boys look tired. Probably ought to go home now.
Well, how long we been drinking now?
Well said, Master. Home we will go.
That was bizarre dialogue, bizarrely delivered. What was that about? How odd. Wow, they got a full band in here. This is even nicer than the Poets Bar that I was at last time. There's some punchists. This guy probably plays Gwent. Ah, this place has got everything. Everyone's obsessed with prostitutes here. This place is laden with Nilfgaardian lemon. Have you managed to dress yourself? Nope.
Never witnessed a seance like this before, let alone participated.
I will guide you. You must first achieve a kind of mental accord. I must ask some questions. You must answer them. It's important you're truthful. Answer from your heart.
Your gift. Tell me how it works.
It's hard to describe. To start with, I must gain an understanding of the bond between the person and the object I'm to dream about. I ask questions, try to flesh out feelings, emotions. Truth is essential in this. And though most who come to me acknowledge that, many refuse to speak openly of certain matters. Apart from which, they remain unaware of others, further obscuring things.
What do you see in your dreams?
I don't. It's my client who sees. My gift lies in summoning the right dreams. At times, nightmares or strong desires impose themselves on true events. It takes skill to
Yeah, sounds cool.
seed from chaff.
Let's go do a saga.
Let's begin.
To start with, tell me a memory you have of this woman.
What for?
Do as I ask, please. I need the strongest, most complete memory you have of...
Yeah, it would be funny if she was a cold reader, yeah.
His name is Ciri.
I remember when we first met.
I accepted a job once. Did it. Asked to choose my reward, I invoked the law of surprise. Never thought I'd actually meet the child promised to me at that time. Years later, I was in the Broccolon forest. Happened on a girl there. Didn't know who she was. The Dryads wanted to keep her, turn her into one of their own. But the Waters of Oblivion, they failed in her case. Ciri came out of Brokilon with me. I sent her back to her grandmother then. But already, I felt bound to her.
By destiny.
By something more.
Thank you. Would you be willing to share another memory?
Yes.
No need to rush. We have time.
Ciri was orphaned during the Second War with Nilfgaard. Had no idea what to do with a young girl. So I did what I would have done with a boy and took her to Kaer Morhen. Figured some physical training, sword work, development of her stamina couldn't hurt. I remember her standing on a crumbling wall. A stone came loose, she lost her footing. Caught her at the last possible instant. Strongest memory, though, is of her coming out of her room one day, wearing a dress and claiming she was indisposed. Knew then Ciri was maturing. It was unavoidable. I was lost in the face of that.
I see. Do you wish to tell me anything more?
Now I reckon that'll be spoilers for the TV series.
Let's continue.
You claim the woman has abilities. Tell me about them.
It's yeah, this is a neat way of doing exposition. Like it's my player character that's telling people things. There's a slightly contrived but fairly credible explanation for why it's happening a while into the story, so I've already developed an interest in my objective. This is well structured.
She's a child of the Elder Blood.
A descendant of bloody folk?
And I get to choose how much of this backstory I want to engage with.
The prophecies claim the world's destroyer will be born of the Firebrand's cursed blood.
Pure legend.
Know when a legend transforms into prophecy? When it gains believers. I think you're right to be reticent in talking about the woman. I see. Do you wish to say more?
But isn't she the daughter of like multiple royal families or something? So like,
yeah, there's something else.
If she's got this elder blood, don't like her parentage also have it?
They call Ciri the Lady of Space and Time.
That's such a bad title. Oh my god.
Why? She travels between worlds. Turns out I don't know how to talk about it. Didn't really understand much of what Yen told me. I just know there's more to it than traveling to different places, and that Ciri carries immense power in her blood.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
Maybe that sounds a lot cooler in Polish, but like, the Lady of Space and Time is a ridiculous title for a character in fantasy. She did the big... She's the heir to Nilfgaard, grandchild of the Queen of Sintra. Yeah, that was the lady in the TV series, right? Yeah, but everyone's like, oh my god, Elder Blood. But like, if that's just a thing that all the royal families have, then that doesn't really seem like a big deal.
Yeah, there's something else.
So, speaking of the TV series, actually, like, we started watching season 2, we haven't finished it yet. And they're making a huge deal again about the law of surprise. And like, for something that's so... Because obviously the TV series focuses on Ciri and her relationship with Geralt, especially in the second season. The law of surprise is absolutely critical in understanding why they even have a relationship in the first place. And I don't remember them explaining it at all. Like, what it even is, why such a ridiculous rule exists, and why on earth he did it. Like, it just seems super weird.
I remember Ciri having trouble controlling her abilities.
It seems incredibly contrived.
To cast simple spells, and Ciri destroyed a shed near the temple where they were. Really upset her, but it was just an old shed. I know it took her a while to gain control, and frankly, I doubt she controls her abilities fully to this day.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
No. Can we start?
Naturally. I knew you cared about her. But your tone, the emotions you so carefully conceal.
Let's continue, please.
Make yourself comfortable, and try to relax. You must take my hand and talk of Ciri. Tell me where you think she might be. Who could be at her side?
If Ciri couldn't find me, I'm sure she would have looked for another friend.
Who do you mean?
Wait, who's Dandelion? I remember, I think I've got the card. Dandelion.
Maybe Dandelion. They liked each other a lot.
Was Dandelion the bard? Was he the guy that sings? Yeah. Oh, is there no sound in the cutscenes again? Oh. That's weird and annoying. Why is there no sound in the cutscenes? I mean, it doesn't look like a cutscene that desperately needs sound. Just heard something, hasn't he? Having said that. It's fine, we'll just imagine what he's hearing. He's hearing someone farting in the basement.
Dreamt of a swallow at first. After that, just nightmares.
At times the dreams can multiply. Show the past as well as the future.
The swallow. It symbolizes Ciri. She contacted Dandelion. I didn't know he was in town.
The poet. Heard about him. Someone left him the rosemary and thyme in their will.
I would say, given how complicated this story and situation and setting is, and the fact that it's the third in the series and there's a huge amount to convey, I think they're doing a really, really good job of pacing the exposition. Like, there was a little bit too much of it at the start, but only a little bit too much. And it's actually, I mean, it helps that I've gone off and done all the side content and stuff, but that's fine. It's an RPG, of course I have. And so, like, the main quest is doling out this exposition to me, quite gradually caring more about the world and gradually caring more about these characters. And it's sort of just around the time when I'm interested in learning more, it's giving me the opportunity to learn more. So that's really, really well paced.
The rosemary and thyme? Where's that?
As you enter the city through the red light district, you come upon a bridge. The rosemary is just past it.
Dandelion inherited a brothel?
So I've heard.
Thanks for your help.
Good luck, Witcher. I hope you find your Ciri.
Now I must stand on a chair, which is the ritual of dreaming. That I guess makes me for that.
Yes.
Right, I'd really better go to bed though, as it is late. Do you think she minds if I steal all her stuff? Let's try. Let's find out. Apparently not. It's just a load of milk. Lady, why you got so much milk? There's loads of milk in that house as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, I think. I mean, I'm hopefully be back soon. I've run out of, well, not completely run out, but I've almost run out of side content. It's to drink milk before she goes to sleep. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's consistent lore. Right, I'm going to save here, and then I can do some Gwent. I'm assuming that guy's Gwent player. In fact, why don't I do a proper save, which I haven't done for ages. There we go. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back as soon as I'm able. And try and... I need to finish off the... Well, make some progress on the Novigrad quest chain and then get to Skellige so I can unlock more side content. Otherwise I'm going to have to go back and play Cyberpunk when I'm watching TV. Good night, everybody.